What is going on, everyone, and welcome back to another video. Today's going to be a fun one, learning pretty much how to, as you saw in the thumbnail, add some fans to your intercooler for you air-to-air guys out there. So I'm going to lay all the parts out real quick. I went ahead and kind of got started, but I want to capture this for you guys, maybe help some of you guys out in the garage while you're wrenching away, trying to get your IETs down. So let's get right to it. All right, so let's say you're having some problems keeping that hot air in your air intake manifold down. So long story short, you're gonna either do one of two things. You're gonna wanna do a methanol kit, Alki, Snow, they make some good stuff, but then you gotta tune for it. It's a lot of plumbing and wiring. Some of you guys might not have or want to do that because the skill base or stuff like that. And if you have somebody else do it, it could be a lot of money. So if you're like me, you want to try some things. And this is a good idea through a friend of mine. He said, hey, originally I was going to move the intercooler that's currently mounted flat in the car up in front of the bumper and just, force air down as I go down the road and down the track. But instead, why not order some Amazon fans, whatever, put some on there and run into a switch and just keep it on a switch so you know when you're gonna make a pass or when it's hot outside, you just hit the switch on and it's gonna cool. Probably just leave it on, honestly. It's gonna cool your air down. So for you air-to-air guys, this is kind of what you would wanna consider if you don't wanna go the expensive route and do methanol injection or other things like that. So this is my setup currently. I went ahead and kind of, like I said, got started, I got eager, but my intercooler is mounted right here. I already have one fan laid out. This is an 8-inch fan. This is a 10-inch by 3 inches wide air-to-air intercooler. You might have something a little different, a little bigger. So get your measurements for your fan. I probably could have got away with a 9-inch, but this should suffice. And I am going to be running 2 of these. Now, for my setup, I do have a bouncer in the way, so I can't run like one big one, like a radiator or something. Would be ideal. Depending on your setup, you might be able to get with a bigger fan. For mine, I'm just gonna be running 2. So no biggie. Thank God for aftermarket parts and places like Amazon and eBay, because they have a million different options for whatever you're trying to get done. So ideally, you're gonna wanna be pulling air in from the ground up, for me at least. So make sure that you get a polar fan. Some of these are, you can flip the wires like this one and make it a pusher fan, but I wanna be pulling air, good air coming in, not sucking hot air from under the engine bay down. So got a polar fan, tested it out, works great. And the other one is still in the box. Now, this fan is, it's an 8-inch fan from the company A-Team. So if you want to look them up, they're on Amazon. I believe both of these were like 80 bucks. So 80 bucks and a little bit of time and wiring. Not a big deal. It does come with some special zip ties that will go through the intercooler and clip in from the bottom, so those are pretty cool. Some foam pads so you don't have any rattling going on, and then a wire to obviously connect to your switch. So I ordered a little $15 already pre-wired, loomed and everything kit from Amazon as well. Just kind of did a bulk order there, so a little under 100 bucks. You can have a way to keep your intercooler cold literally whenever you want. So I don't think that's a bad, considering everything is so pricey nowadays. Literally, this is the plug and play, hire your wires how you see fit, but that's the gist of it. I'm going to go ahead and just get the other fan put over here, and then I'll find a nice spot. I want to stay away from, obviously, the balancer and the belt to mount the other fan. And then the last thing will be just literally drilling a hole and putting the switch in the switch panel. I kind of already have the switch laid out, everything laid out. It's going to go right over here, and it already comes with a relay and a fuse, so pretty nice for a little $15 kit. And you'll of course want to hide all your stuff and do whatever you want, and you can switch this switch out if you already have something that's custom or whatever kind of switches. You can literally just plug and play on this. So I'm not that fancy, I just want it to work. So I'll wire this stuff up on my relay panel board underneath there, relay board, and hide the relay for that. And then the rest will be pretty much plug and play. This is super easy, but obviously this is more of a purpose thing. Some of you guys might not have this issue with where your intercooler's at, but if you can never hurt to try to make your air colder, because colder the air, more efficient and more power your car will make. So take that for what it is. But I'm gonna set this down, the camera, put you guys on a time lapse, get everything mounted and situated, and then we will test it out here in just a second. All right, so mounting it pretty plain and simple. Just some zip ties to the intercooler and good to go. Next up, got the wiring situated here, and my relay harness, it is a split, so it has one for one fan and the other one for the other fan, so literally a plug and play situation. And we'll, tidy up the wires and stuff like that too. We're pretty much done. After that, I did have to make a small modification to my water pump. For the hose that goes to the water pump from the radiator, because it was a lot longer and it's gonna get in the way of hitting the fan. So made a small cut there. Overall, pretty clean, pretty simple. The real test was to see how much cooler these fans will be, which we won't know until we go make a pass at the track. But that is ideally what you're gonna be looking for right there. So I'm gonna finish wiring this up and make everything look all pretty, nice and tucked away, and then we'll get the switch installed on the panel inside and give this a shot. Let's do it. All right, I just finished up putting all the wires away and securing the relay and mounting a little switch. I ended up using just a different switch because I drew a little bit big of a hole, but either way, whatever switch works. Just going to show you that everything works. Turn that on. And the nice thing about it is if you're trying to cool it down, it's pushing pretty good air. It'll also hit some of the engine, so you leave your car on, even with the key just in the accessory mode pretty much, you can leave the fan on instead of having to have the car on to run the fan. So helps cool it down some, and it's pretty easy. So I'll have everything in the link in the description below for these parts if you want to try this out. But the true test, like I said, will be when we go to the track and we can make some data logs and see how cool the air-to-air intercooler is getting with these fans on, going down at full blast. So that's gonna wrap it up for this one. Pretty quick video. I hope this helps. Let me know if you end up doing this or if you need any help with installing it. It's pretty simple and pretty inexpensive, so can't hurt. The only thing I would say to do on top of this is, if you want max cooling capabilities, would be to add a shroud over the intercooler so it draws just like the radiator fan has a shroud. So it's really just pulling everything out of that one big fan. But you could also add a shroud to this if you have the space. I'm gonna try this first. If that doesn't work, we'll try a shroud and see if it gets any better. I think this would definitely help. Like I said, it couldn't hurt. So that's a quick one for you. Make sure you stay tuned. We got this car getting back up and running on the street, and going to this drag strip. All that's about to come. So stay tuned. I will see you guys in the next one.